Well, we're catching up with Mr. Gawne, which we haven't had a chance really to do since I've been underway with this. And I thought it was a good point to find out where we are with various things. But I mean, particularly, we're looking at the sale of Manx meat in Tesco. If we're putting it directly there. It stopped due to concerns over the meat plant. And I haven't heard much more about it since then. So I thought, you can update us. Where are we? Is it back on sale?
Not as far as I'm aware. I think the issue really was there was an audit undertaken by Tesco. The audit found a number of primarily minor technical issues that the meat plant weren't complying with in relation to the contract they had with Tesco. The meat plant, therefore, within a couple of days, put in place measures to ensure that they were in compliance with Tesco's requirements. Apart from I think there was one issue in relation to metal detectors. There was automatic metal detectors which they didn't have, which they needed to have, but they had hand metal detectors. So I think that was the only significant issue they weren't able to comply with immediately. But all the measures, I understand, are now being complied with. But importantly for the meat plant, they want to get the right person over to do the audit, and the person who they need to audit the plant, to re-audit the plant, basically to say that the meat is now okay and that they want you to supply it again. That person is quite a senior person in Tesco, and they've only been able recently to get an agreed date for her to come over.
I mean, it's been a long time since the beginning of this.
Absolutely. It's a month more than I think we would have hoped.
Because I remember it was. You said we sorted it some time ago, and yet we're still in a situation that the Isle of Man people cannot get.
I think it was February time this initially kicked off, and we'd hoped it was going to be dealt with relatively swiftly, but due to various issues in relation to the person they wanted to get over. And again, the discussion we had with Tesco's when I went down with the meat plant staff to talk to Tesco's, we were particularly keen to talk to them about all the political issues in relation to Tesco's and how they operate on the island. So I think that's possibly because we're asking for more, that might have been part of the delay, because they need then to get their act together and understand the issues that we want to talk about. Let's
talk about the meat plant, because I know not much about it at all, but the fact is, they were warned before, weren't they, that they weren't quite, they were got to tighten up their procedures. They had a sort of random visit and were caught out. Would you accept that?
That's an interesting use of language, but yes, I mean that's pretty much how it's happened. But equally, you could say that they have random visits from the British Retail Consortium, who also have fairly stringent standards, and they had a random visit from them in December, and the meat plant were well within the required standards for the British Retail Consortium, and those are that body is effectively a main representative of supermarkets in the UK. So.
Is Tesco level so much higher?
It's about degrees of...
I mean, is it up there? Because it's still on sale in the Isle of Man, obviously, in other supermarkets.
And there's nothing wrong with Manx meat. There's nothing wrong with the way in which the meat plant processes Manx meat. The issue is more to do with Tesco, and Tesco being a very large enterprise, people who are potentially looking to sue see Tesco as being a lucrative place to go. So if there are ever any problems with Tesco's, they know that they're going to get sued. So they have to be absolutely clear, and they have to follow certain procedures to avoid that. So you can understand Tesco's position, but that doesn't mean to say that Isle of Man meat is in any way unsafe. It just means that Tesco has extra rigorous processes in place.
Quite clear.